A private car club coming to downtown Sarasota, 3,000 new homes breaking ground in Northport, and a property tax deadline that could cost you thousands if you miss it. We'll get into all three plus a whole lot more in this edition of Local Intel. All right, welcome to Local Intel, the Gulf Coast. I'm your host, Nicholas Rapisardi, broker realtor for simpliHŌM here in Sarasota, Florida. Before anything else, here's what's waiting for you at the end. Sales were up in every single segment we track, all four. Inventory dropped double digits in all four as well. But single family and condo prices went in completely opposite directions. I'll show you exactly what's driving that. And if these are useful to you, hit subscribe so you catch them every month. Let's get into it. So let's see what's happening. Let's start with a Bradenton institution that just found a new home. Cottonmouth Southern Soul Kitchen has moved. After more than 11 years in that little cottage and Village of the Arts, Cottonmouth relocated in July. The new spot is a partnership with Flamingo Bay Brewing Company at 1910 14th Street West, just about a mile from the original. Owner and chef Dave Shiplett put it this way: "This move represents an exciting new beginning for Cottonmouth. And here's why this one's a win. Cottonmouth keeps the Southern food and the live music. Flamingo Bay brings the craft beer and a big outdoor beer garden. A bigger venue means bigger acts, and the local press has called Shiplett Bradenton's biggest champion of live music since Aces Live closed. They also continue showcasing Village of the Arts artists in the new location. Two local businesses teaming up to offer great food, great beer, live music, and local artists? That's legit. Now here's one I did not see coming. A private club built around cars is headed to downtown Sarasota. It's called the Sarasota Motor Club, going into 1060 Goodrich Avenue. That's the 24,000 square foot building just north of downtown near the West Coast Black Theater Troupe and the Children's Garden. It used to be the headquarters for a drone manufacturer. Now, founder Scott Stevenson wants to turn it into a members-only social club built around collector cars. There will be climate-controlled storage for close to 100 vehicles displayed gallery style, plus a restaurant, a lounge, a private dining room, and wine storage. Picture having dinner while you're looking out over rows of Porsches and Corvettes. Stevenson was clear about what he's going for. "The idea is not to be a nightclub," said Stevenson. "The plan is about 250 members, a $20,000 initiation fee, $500 a month for membership, and another $595 a month for each car you store. It still needs city approval, and they're targeting a grand opening in July of 2027. Here's the value play here. This tells you something about who's moving to Sarasota. When somebody bets on a club like this, they're betting on a certain kind of buyer being here in real numbers. That's the same buyer driving our luxury market, and you're going to see that show up in the numbers later. All right, let's get into what's growing, because there's some big stuff moving on the coast right now. Let's start down south in Northport, because land is being cleared as we speak. The project is called Star Farms Village at Northport. And no, this is not the Star Farms in Lakewood Ranch. Different project, same developer, 4-star. This one is off of North Toledo Blade Boulevard near Tropicare, close to the I-75 mile marker 179 on-ramp. What gets me is the size of it. With 2,086 acres, that's more than 3 square miles, roughly 3,000 homes when it's fully built. Plus, a golf course, commercial development, and a 20-acre park that will be open to the public and maintained by the developer. What you can see being cleared right now is phase 1. And they're building the entrance for a spine road running back into the property. Here's the kicker on this one. The developer pays for the infrastructure, and the property straddles protected land on both sides. The Orange Hammock Wildlife Management Area, nearly 6,000 acres, and Walton Ranch, another 3,000 acres, owned by Sarasota County. So you get all that growth with permanent preserves on either side of it. It's pretty cool. You know, I've been watching this shift happen in real time. A few years back, my buyers wanted Sarasota proper, downtown, west of the trail, and close to the water. Now more and more of them are pointing south. Northport, Welland Park, that whole stretch. And it's not a consolation prize, it's a real choice. They're getting a newer home, more square footage, a garage they can actually park in, and a number that makes sense. Northport grew almost 30% in 5 years. I'll get into that later, but sit with that number. That's not a trickle, that's a wave. So when I see a 3,000 home community like Star Farms Village going in down there, I don't just see 3,000 rooftops. I see the next decade of Northport. Restaurants, retail, schools, roadwork, all of it follows the rooftops. The Northport of 10 years from now is being drawn up right now, and the buyers who see that early are the ones who look smart later. Now let's head up to Cortez because it's officially happening. The Cortez Bridge replacement is on track to start construction in early September. The current drawbridge was built in 1956, so it's been a long time coming. The new one will be a 65-foot fixed span, about 9/10 of a mile long, just north of the current bridge. No more waiting on the bridge openings for boats, which will do wonders for traffic. 10-foot shoulders and wider sidewalks for pedestrians and bikes. The project runs over $130 million and will take roughly 4 years. And here's the good news for anybody who lives out that way. The current bridge stays open to traffic during most of the construction. The contractor, SEMA Construction, is staging out of the old Seafood Shack property in Cortez. So what does this mean for the coast? Short term, expect cranes, barges, and pile driving out there for a while. Long term, this changes Anna Maria Island and Bradenton beach access permanently. No more sitting through a drawbridge opening on your way to the beach. For anybody who owns in Cortez, Bradenton Beach, or on the island, that's a real quality of life upgrade, and it supports values out there. And one more, because this one matters more than some people give it credit for. Our hospitals are racking up national recognitions right now. Sarasota Memorial was just honored by the American Heart Association across the board. And this covers both campuses in Sarasota and Venice. Both earned the Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Award. That's the American Heart Association's highest award for stroke care. Get With the Guidelines is an American Heart Association program hospitals volunteer for. To earn the recognition, they have to prove they consistently follow the latest science on treating strokes and cardiac arrest, case after case, not just once. Both campuses also picked up the Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite Plus and the Target Type 2 Diabetes Honor Roll. The Target Awards are quality achievement awards that measure speed and outcomes, how fast they treat the patient, and whether the patient actually does better because of it. On top of that, the Sarasota campus earned advanced therapy honors for the complex severe stroke cases. Then on the cardiac side, both campuses earned the Resuscitation Gold Adult Achievement Award, plus Target CPR and Target Survival. The last one means better than expected survival rates for cardiac arrest. So none of this is a plaque somebody mailed in. It means when minutes matter, both hospitals are hitting the marks that save lives. Dr. James Fiorica, their chief medical officer, put it simply: every minute matters when caring for patients experiencing a stroke or cardiac arrest. Lakewood Ranch Medical Center picked up 3 American Heart Association awards of their own for cardiovascular and stroke care. That includes Stroke Gold Plus and a STEMI Referring Center Gold Plus for coronary artery disease. Now, why am I putting hospitals in a real estate podcast? Because when I work with buyers relocating here, especially anybody over 55, healthcare comes up almost every single time. It's right up there with the beaches and the taxes. Here's the value play here. Sarasota Memorial already has hospitals in Sarasota and Venice, freestanding ERs in Northport and Lakewood Ranch. And they've got a third hospital under construction in Northport right now. Think about that alongside what I just told you about Star Farms Village. 3,000 homes going in down there and a hospital being built to serve them. That's not a coincidence. That's infrastructure following rooftops. And when healthcare shows up, value follows. Good stuff for the whole region. Now let's get into the Silicon Coast Watch. And I'll be straight with you, we don't have a blockbuster this month. No unicorn, no giant funding round. But I want to point out something that I don't think gets enough attention. Everybody around here knows 10x.ai by now. The AI cybersecurity company, the $250 million Series B, the headquarters going up on Bee Ridge Road. That's the one that made all the headlines. But 10x isn't our only one. Nucleus Security is also right here in Sarasota, off of Fruitville Road. Nucleus was founded in 2018 by former Department of Defense security experts, and their clients include MasterCard, Motorola, and Paychex. What they do is called exposure management. Basically, big companies run dozens of different security tools and none of them talk to each other. Nucleus pulls all that into one place so you can actually see where you're vulnerable. So here's what this tells us. Sarasota has 2 venture-backed cybersecurity companies. In a town this size, that's not a coincidence. That's a cluster forming. Clusters are how tech towns actually get built. One company hits, the talent spreads out, and people start their next thing down the street instead of moving to Austin. That's what I'm watching for. Lots of cool stuff. What's coming up? August is loaded. Let's roll right through it. Music on Main in Lakewood Ranch is August 7th, starting at 6 p.m. If you haven't heard of this, it's a free monthly block party with live music, food, drinks, and a great event for families. Fame, the musical, runs August 6th through the 16th at the Manatee Performing Arts Center in Bradenton. It's their 2026-27 season opener with a great one to start with. Laser Light Nights are back at the Bishop in Bradenton, a full laser show under the Planetarium Dome, and the summer lineup is loaded. The shows will be Queen, The Beatles, Elton John, Taylor Swift, Metallica, and the Foo Fighters. The $15 shows will run at 7 and 9 on Thursdays through Saturdays until September 5th. And a few things already running that you can still catch. Summer Circus Spectacular at the Ringling runs through August 8th. The Last Romance at Florida Studio Theater runs through August 16th. And Gecko's Grill and Pub's 24th annual Summer Trivia Tournament wraps up with its championship round on August 17th. Sarasota Paradise, our brand new professional soccer team, has home matches at at the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch. This is their first pro season, so it's a fun, inexpensive night out for the family. Lots of good stuff happening this month. Love it. All right, before we get into the numbers, there are two big picture items here, and the first one is important. A few months back, I told you Governor DeSantis had called a special session on property taxes. Well, it passed. On June 2nd, the Florida legislature approved it. The House 75-26, the Senate 30-9. And now it's headed to Florida voters as a constitutional amendment on the November 3rd ballot. And it needs 60% of voters to pass. Here's what it would actually do. The homestead exemption goes from $50,000 up to $150,000 for the 2027 tax year, then up to $250,000 in 2028. That would wipe out non-school property taxes for roughly 60% of Florida's homesteaded owners. It also drops the assessment growth cap on non-homesteaded properties from 10% down to 5%, and it directs the legislature to build a schedule for full elimination down the road. Now, let me be very clear about something because there's a lot of bad information floating around online. Nothing has changed yet. Florida property taxes are exactly what they were. This is a proposed amendment, not part of the Florida Constitution yet. Nobody's tax bill changes unless voters approve it in November. There's also a lawsuit working through the courts over how the ballot question is worded. This wouldn't pull it off the ballot, but it would force them to rewrite the language. But here's the part I really need you to hear, especially if you're moving here from out of state. There's a deadline in this thing. If the amendment passes, anyone who establishes Florida residency on or after January 1st, 2027 has to hold that residency for up to 5 years before they get the bigger exemption. So the date that matters is December 31st, 2026. This year, less than 5 months from now. If you become a permanent resident with your homestead filed by then you're on the right side of it. Miss it, and you could be sitting at the old $50,000 exemption for 5 years while your neighbors get $250,000. What I've been telling my out-of-state clients is simple. Start game planning now. Because if you wait until November 3rd to see how the vote goes, you've got 57 days to find a home and close before that December 31st deadline. Is that possible? Absolutely. But here's the thing. If you're waiting on that vote, so are thousands of other buyers. So I fully expect a short pop of multiple offers and competitive buying in the back half of November and the first half of December. Everybody racing the same clock. So the calculated move is this. If you're planning to come to Florida anyway, and this exemption matters to you, don't wait for the vote, start now. If you're okay losing out on a few homes and maybe going over lists to win one, then waiting won't hurt you. But if that doesn't sit right with you, let's talk. Click the link below and book a call with me. We'll look at your timing and what it actually means for your situation. No pressure, just clarity. All right, the second big picture item, and it backs up everything I just said. The Suncoast Post ran a piece on why people are moving here more than ever, and the numbers are eye-opening. Sarasota County hit 479,958 residents in 2025. That's up 10.6% since 2020. Manatee County came in at around 468,200, but Northport is the one that jumps off the page. 96,551 residents, up 28.7% since 2020. Nearly 30% growth in 5 years. That's exactly why Star Farms Village is happening down there, and the reasons haven't shifted. It used to be people waited until retirement to move here. Remote work changed that. Now we're getting younger families, professionals, and business owners. Redfin search data shows New York buyers among the top out-of-market searchers looking at Sarasota and Northport. But I want to give you the honest version too, because that's the whole point of this podcast. That same piece notes Florida's migration boom has cooled off since its pandemic peak. Fewer Americans moved to Florida in 2025 than those surge years. Affordability, insurance, and traffic are real pressures here. So growth is still happening, it's just more measured now. And this is exactly what the market data has been telling us this year. The latest numbers from the Realtor Association of Sarasota and Manatee are in, and this one's different from what we've been seeing. Every segment we track posted a sales gain, all 4 of them. Active listings fell by double digits across the board. But prices split, and not the way they did last time. This time, it wasn't county versus county. It was single family versus condo. Our local association president, David Crawford, said it plainly. Buyers who had been waiting on the sidelines are moving forward. Here are the 4 trends happening here. Trend 1, sales grew everywhere. Closed sales rose in every segment from 11.2% on the low end all the way up to 26.2%. In Sarasota County, single-family closings hit 805, up 15.2%. New pending sales rose 4.1% to 686. In Manatee County, single-family closings hit 890, a solid beat at 26.2%. That's the biggest year-over-year gain of any segment this month. New pendings there jumped 22.8% to 716. On the condo and townhome side, Sarasota closings rose 25.5% to 364, with 307 new pendings up 27.4%. And Manatee condo and townhome closings rose 11.2% to 259, with 242 new pendings up 15.8%. So what does this tell you? The pending sales number is the one I watch the most. They're the deals that just went under contract, so it tells you where the next couple of months are headed, and it's up in all four segments. And here's what jumps out. Pending sales grew fastest in Sarasota condos, the part of the market everyone assumes is soft. The activity is real, and it doesn't look to be slowing down. Trend 2, inventory keeps dropping. This is the second month in a row now that active listings fell in every county and property type. Sarasota single-family inventory fell 27.4% to 2,870. Manatee single-family inventory fell 15.3% to 2,706. Sarasota condo and townhome inventory fell 12.1% to 1,959. And Manatee condo and townhome inventory fell 18.2% to 1,327. But dig one layer down and here's the real story. Both counties are now at just 4.1 months of single-family supply. Both of them, same number. Anything under about 5 to 6 months leans towards sellers. So single-family is now well below balanced in Sarasota and Manatee. Condos still give buyers more room at 6.3 months in Sarasota and 5.7 in Manatee. Trend 3, prices split by property type. This is the trend that matters most. Last time the split was between counties. This time, both counties agreed with each other, and the split was between single-family versus condo. Sarasota single-family median rose 8.2% to 492,450. Manatee single-family median rose 11.4% to 490,000. Both up, both counties. But Sarasota condo and townhome median fell 7.5% to 343,750. And Manatee condo and townhome median slipped just 0.9% to 310,000. So single-family prices climbed in both counties while condo prices fell in both counties. Almost identical medians on the single-family side, by the way. A little over 492,000 in Sarasota and 490,000 in Manatee. Here's the kicker. If you only read a regional headline number, you'd have no idea this was happening. Single family and condo sales are two completely different markets right now. You have to know which one you're actually in. Trend 4, sellers gained ground and cash split. Sellers closed the gap with their asking prices in 3 of the 4 segments. The percentage of original list for Sarasota single family sellers ticked higher with a median of 94.4%. Up from 92.2%. Manatee single-family sellers got 95.8%, up from 94.3%. Sarasota condo sellers got 92%, up from 89.7%. And Manatee condo sellers held at 92.1%, basically unchanged. Now, cash, and this one's interesting because it moved in different directions. In Sarasota County, cash was 39% of single-family sales, up from 38.8% a year ago. In Manatee County, cash was 25.2% of single-family sales, down from 28.9%. On the condo side, Sarasota cash was 59.1%, down from 67.2%. And Manatee condo cash was 50.2%, up from 46.4%. Cash is king, and it still is on the condo side especially, but Manatee single-family cash came down while sales jumped 26%. That tells you more financed buyers are getting into that market. And the luxury end is on fire right now. In Manatee County, single-family sales from $800,000 to just under $900,000 more than doubled, up 116%. Sales from $2 million to $3 million were up 162.5%. And 3 to 5 million up 166.7%. Those are both massive. Wow. With Sarasota County condos, there were 45 sales over $1 million, up 50%. The 1.25 to 1.49 million range was 175%. That's massive too. And 2 to 3 million more than doubled, up 140%. Remember that car club I mentioned at the top of this? That's the buyer these numbers are describing. The other two segments told a quieter version of the same story. Sarasota single family and Manatee condos both saw their average price climb even when the median didn't, which means the high end stayed busy there too, just without the eye-popping jumps. One more thing on timing. Days on market moved in different directions too, and it matters. Sarasota single family saw 47 days to contract, down 21.7%. 89 days listing to close, both faster than last year. Contract to close is 42 days. Manatee single family, 45 days to contract, down 19.6%. With 99 days listing to close, both faster than last year. And 54 days contract to close. Sarasota condos, 71 days to contract, down just 1.4%, with 109 days listing to close, 5 days faster year to date, and 38 days contract to close. Manatee condo, 87 days to contract, up 23.5%. And about 123 days listing to close and 39 days contract to close. So single family is moving faster in both counties, but Manatee condos are taking noticeably longer even with sales up. That's buyers doing their homework on the association financials and fees before they commit, which is exactly the calculated buyer I've been mentioning. Real quick, if this is helpful to you, hit subscribe so the channel finds its way back to you next month. So what's the local intel takeaway? If you're a buyer looking at single family, understand the ground shifted. 4.1 months of supply in both counties. The prices are up in both counties and homes are going faster. Be ready to move on the right one. But if you're open to a condo or townhome, you've got real leverage right now. More supply, prices actually down, and sellers who are more negotiable. If you're a seller with a single family home, this is your window. Sellers got a bigger share of their asking price in both counties this month. Price it right and the data says it moves. If you're selling a condo, it's a different game. More competition, softer pricing, and buyers taking their time. Your pricing strategy has to reflect that. And this report proves the point I make every month. This is truly not one market. Single family and condos went in opposite directions the same month in both counties, down to the property type, the neighborhood, and the price point. That's why local matters. These are closed sales recorded in the county, real numbers, not projections. So here's the bottom line. This is a market where being calculated still matters more than ever. Single family is tightening, condos are opening up, and luxury is running hot. Don't make your next move a guess, make it a calculated one. If you'd like to know more about your community or one that interests you, click the link below to book a call with me. Let's look at the data together for your exact situation. Whether you're buying or selling in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Venice, Northport, the islands, anywhere on the coast. That's what I do. No pressure, just clarity. I hope you got value out of this episode. If you did, go ahead and subscribe so you get these every month and share it with somebody who's thinking about making a move. That helps the channel a lot and it helps me keep making these for you. That's your local intel for the Gulf Coast. I'm your host, Nicholas Rapisardi. Thanks for watching. See you next time.